सर गुड मॉर्निंग।
संदीप जी कैसे हैं?
जी सर गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
जी
ठीक है
गुड मॉर्निंग।
जी।
आवाज ठीक आ
लाइव
रही है?
स्ट्रीमिंग कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहा। हाँ आवाज क्लियर आ रही है सर। मैं लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा ठीक ठीक ठीक। दिख भी ठीक रहा है ना वीडियो वगैरह?
हाँ वीडियो आपका सही दिख रहा है सर, करेक्ट है बिल्कुल। बैकग्राउंड में बैनर भी है ग्लोबल वाला।
आ रही कादिर आवाज? तुम भी अनम्यूट करो तुम अपने आप को। अब बोलो कादिर। तुम म्यूट हो, नीचे अनम्यूट करो उसको। हाँ अभी आई तुम्हारी आवाज, बोलो कुछ।
हेलो।
हाँ आ रही है,
हेलो।
बढ़िया आवाज आ रही है। मेरी आवाज आ रही है तुमको?
आपकी सर बिल्कुल क्लियर है।
बस सही है ना?
ठीक है, इसी आईडी से लॉगिन करा देंगे।
हाँ इसी आईडी से लॉगिन करा देना। अब फोन पे बात कर रहे हैं, एक मिनट अपन।
यस सर। सर
दो पांच फोटो भी खींच लेना हम लोग उनकी, है ना, जब वो भाषण देंगे, ये इनॉग्रल करेंगे तो फोटो छोटा सा वीडियो बना देना, है ना।
अच्छा, उनका भाषण देते हुए ना, मोबाइल से।
हाँ, भाषण देते हुए।
जी जी। अभी अभी म्यूट तो नहीं करना ना, सारी सेटिंग अब बराबर हो गई है ना जी।
सारी बस तुम स्टॉप शेयर के स्क्रीन स्टॉप कर दो।
ये है स्टॉप यूआर से।
ऊपर ही टॉप पे मिल रहा होगा, देखो।
यस सर, ये
सुमित जी, उनका बैकग्राउंड कैसा रखेंगे?
ठीक है,
उनका जैसा होगा
करा देते, ठीक सर, ओके।
ठीक ठाक रख लेना उनका बैकग्राउंड, अपना नहीं रखना तो अपना वाला भी डाउनलोड करा दें चाहे तो, भेज दें कादिर को।
भेज दे रहा हूँ, भेज दे रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, ठीक ठीक है। रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहे हैं अपन इसकी?
हाँ, रिकॉर्ड चालू कर देंगे।
ठीक ठीक ठीक।
वही तो
कादिर आवाज आ रही है? ओके
हरी
साहब
सर।
हैं?
जी जी
हाँ साहब ना
जी जी सर।
बताया था मेरे को सुबह जल्दी
जी जी जी
हनुमान से सुमित दिया ने
यस सर यस सर।
वही में कब तक आएंगे तो हम भी पहुंच जाए।
हाँ जी टेस्टिंग थी। टेस्टिंग मैंने पूरी डन कर ली सक्सेसफुली।
अभी मुझे 20 मिनट है।
यस
अरे पता ना आपके पास।
सर ने लैपटॉप दिए सर थे
अच्छा अच्छा
अंदर से लैपटॉप दिया। सर पाठक सर आए हैं। हेलो।
कादिर आए हैं, फाटक सर आए हैं।
बहुत दिन हो गए उनके दर्शन करे हुए।
आप संदेश देना केवल बस।
हाँ सर, सर का इनॉग्रेशन होगा तो पहले सर अपना वो मोटिवेशनल वो स्पीच करेंगे, उसके बाद फिर इनॉग्रेट कर देंगे। तो ये 2 दिन
काय चीज का नाम है?
ये आईटी की कॉन्फ्रेंस है सर, नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है आईटी और कंप्यूटर डिपार्टमेंट की। सिक्योरिटी में जो भी आगे चल
फादर म्यूट कर दो।
यस सर। हेलो सर ये लैब 4 है।
हाँ लैब 4।
ठीक है। तो सर ये कॉन्फ्रेंस किसके रिगार्डिंग है? सिक्योरिटी
सॉफ्ट कंप्यूटिंग, नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी।
ओके ओके। थोड़ी सी आपकी आवाज अभी कम आ रही है, पहले बराबर आ रही थी।
सॉफ्ट कंप्यूटिंग अभी आ रही है?
हाँ जी आ रही है, बढ़िया आ रही है।
थोड़ा सा बोलो।
Today on 11th,
और जोर से बोलो।
today on 11th of May 2021,
कादर आवाज आ रही है सही?
we are organizing a national
Yes, आ रही है
conference.
सर।
आ रही है ना?
हाँ बहुत जोर से आ रही है, वो सिर्फ हो जाए।
ठीक आ रही है ना आवाज? वॉइस सर की, प्रसन्न सर की आवाज कैसे आ रही है?
हाँ सर आपकी तो आ रही है, प्रसन्न सर की थोड़ी सी कम आ रही थी।
It is a two-day affair, today and tomorrow. आ रही है?
यस हाँ अभी ये वाली आई सर, बढ़िया आई।
अच्छा, थोड़ा जोर से बोलना होगा।
मैं जोर से बोलो।
Okay. As I've pointed out, that the topic to the conference is unprecedented and advanced concepts of computer vision, and it is being organized under the auspices of the Community Institute of Power Institutions by the IT and the CS department.
बैकग्राउंड सेटिंग ऑप्शन उसमें एक्टिविटी
हाँ सुनिए सर,
हाँ कादर
मैं अपनी आईडी से लॉगिन रहने दूंगा, बस इसी को कंटिन्यू कर देंगे प्लीज सर।
इसी को
जी 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 जी।
सही सेट नहीं कर पा रहे नहीं सर, ये सॉल्यूशन मिल नहीं रहा। वो कंप्यूटर चालू करो
थोड़ी बहुत वहां करते, ठीक है, ताकि ये वाले में बटन तो देखिए जैसे कैमरे में अपन ने जो सेट किया, कैमरा अपना ऊपर से कैमरा अपन फुट तक पहले आया, देखिए खास तो कैमरा फुट तक आया तो प्रैक्टिकल से छूट जाएगा, सेट करते तो फिजिबिलिटी से बिल्कुल नहीं जम रहा है आप हाँ सर, कोई नहीं बैकग्राउंड में ठीक है Good morning to everyone. Please the conference today is 10 minutes away, and I hope the students are able to listen to me. The students, are you comfortable? Am I audible to you? Please respond, students, if you can. If I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm pretty much sure that you are doing what you. We are here at the IDCS department of the Global Education Group of Institutions, and we know the occasion very well. The occasion is two-day conference on the topic of and advanced concepts of computer vision. And it's needless to say that the inauguration ceremony will be conducted now,
No.
now, and the conference will be continuing tomorrow as well. Okay, the formal start to the conference will be from 10 o'clock this morning. And the students, I'm sure you will be participating in this conference with 100% of your dedication and commitment. And I'm sure that you will be learning a lot from the experts who will be delivering their keynote speeches during the affair of the conference today as well as tomorrow. I would like to tell you that the plenary session 1 will be conducted by Dr. Preeti Khanna, and she is Associate Professor at PDPM, Indian Institute of Information and Technology Design and Manufacturing, Jabalpur. And she will be holding her presentation right after the inauguration ceremony. And thereafter, plenary session 2 will be organized, in which Mr. Mandeep Bagchi and Mr. Brijesh Chaturvedi will be delivering their presentations. Both these gentlemen are from TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Various papers will be presented today, and I would like to tell you again that the plenary session 3 will be organized at around 3 p.m. today, and it will be a 1-hour affair in which Mr. Kishore Kumar Thangavelu will be delivering his presentation. His presentation is also going to be really important and informative, educative as well. Then plenary speech will be there, and that will be delivered by Mr. Jasmeet Singh Sethi, and aspiring minds he is from. And after this, Mr. Naval Neeraj Singh will also be delivering his presentation. This presentation actually will be taking place on 12th of May. Okay, so the last presentation will be of Mr. Jasmeet Singh Sethi. All these gentlemen, all these professors and luminaries will be joining us in a few minutes from now in the inauguration ceremony. I know, we all know actually, that this is the time of COVID-19 pandemic, and everybody is safe in the comfort of their houses or their homes. And we wish all of you good luck for the pandemic. You have to be safe all the time. You have to be hygienic around you. You do have to maintain hygiene around you so that the pandemic can be fought successfully and we may emerge victorious in coming time. So the Global Nature Care Sectors Group of Institutions is really taking pride and privilege in organizing a two-day national conference on the topic of unprecedented and advanced concepts of computer vision. And this is really a special occasion. Why? Because the pandemic, as I say, a pandemic is wreaking havoc around us, and they've got the opportunity of organizing a conference. This is a virtual conference, remember, online conference. And during the pandemic, even during the pandemic, we will be providing valuable pieces of information, education, and guidance to our candidates. So this is really a proud moment in the history of the Global Nature Centers Group of Institutions, as well as the departments of IT and CS of this college. This is the Global Nature Centers Group of Institutions for you, ladies and gentlemen.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी।
You are not audible.
बेटा वेट करिए, कुछ टेक्निकल इशू हुआ है, ठीक कर रहे हैं सर हम, 1 मिनट वेट करिए।
कादिर अभी आवाज आ रही है कादिर? हाँ सर, बस 2-3 मिनट में सब थोड़ी ऑडियो प्रॉब्लम चल रही है
जी आ रही है।
और ज्यादा नहीं है सर। जी जी सब 10 बज गए स्टार्ट। ओके, नाउ स्टार्ट्स।
So good morning everyone on 20 on the morning of the formal inauguration to this 2-day conference today on 11th of May 2021, and I would like to tell you this is the occasion of our 2-day national conference which is being organized by the IT and CSE departments of the Global Education Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. And this 2-day conference has been given the title as Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision. I'm sure that you are pretty much safe and secure in your at your homes. Am I audible to you, students? Please respond if I'm audible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. So on the occasion of this 2-day conference, we would like to welcome everyone concerned with it and everyone who has joined us. And in this inauguration session, in a few minutes from now, we all will be singing national anthem. From wherever we are, we will be singing national anthem. So I allow you a time of a few seconds, and thereafter the national anthem will be played on the screen, and we all will be singing it to pay respect and honor to our martyrs and motherland, Bharat Mata. So with the singing of the national anthem, we will be starting the proceedings of the inauguration session today on 11th.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, with the singing of the national anthem of our country, we pay respect to the martyrs and national heroes of our country. And now, without losing time, I'm going for the Saraswati Vandana. The next step in this conference will be Saraswati Vandana, which will be played after a few minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I would like to remind you that this is an occasion of a 2-day conference which is being organized under the aegis of the Global Nature Kensington's group of institutions in the departments of IT and CS. And the topic of this 2-day national conference is unprecedented and advanced concepts of computer vision, in which various kinds of papers will be presented by the students and participants, and also keynote speeches will be delivered by the experts who have been invited from all across the country. So this 2-day national conference is going to be beneficial to all the participants, I'm absolutely sure. And the students, particularly from CS and IT, will be getting a lot of benefits. And this knowledge and pieces of information they will be utilizing in their careers in future, I'm sure. And again, it is beneficial for them because they are not attending the college. The classes are virtually conducted. So in a way, it is a windfall for them. It is actually the advantage that they will be reaping when they are at their homes. And meanwhile, I would like to tell I would like to tell all of you that this conference has the chief patron, Shri Saurabh Badelia sir, who is the chairman of the Global Nature Kensington's group of institutions. And the patron of this conference is Dr. Shri Rajiv Khatri sir, who is the director of the Global Nature Kensington's group of institutions. The organizing secretary of this 2-day conference is Dr. Sumit Nima sir, who is the head of the department of CSE, and the secretary is Dr. Vandana Pathak madam, who is the head of the department of information and technology.
YouTube का लिंक देना, YouTube
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just to tell you the patrons of this conference, and I would like to tell you about the speakers who will be delivering their keynote speeches during this conference. First of all, there will be a presentation by Dr. Preeti Khanna. And now I've been informed that the Saraswati Vandana is ready, so the Saraswati Vandana will be played on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, to seek the blessings of our goddess Saraswati. And the Saraswati Vandana is about to be played. Yes, good morning again, who have joined us here in the conference of Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, Faculty of Engineering and Management, and I would like to tell them who have joined recently that it is a two-day conference which is being organized by the IT and CS Department of Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, and the title is Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell very quickly about the conference committee. The chief patron of this conference is Honorable Shri Saurabh Baderia sir, who is the chairman of the Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. And we would like to thank him that he has provided resources and he has given his consent, permission for the organization of this conference. And the patron of this conference is Dr. Rajiv Khatri, who is the director of the Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. And his guidance has been absolutely terrific so far. And due to his guidance, actually, we are confident that the conference will be successful. Then we have got the organizing secretary in Dr. Sumit Nimasa, who is the head of the department CSE, Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions. We have the coordinator, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Professor Vandana Pathak Madam, who is the head of the department IT, Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take a few more minutes so that I can tell you about the advisory committee. In the advisory committee, the members are Dr. A.K. Sharma, the principal JEC Jabalpur, Dr. Prabhat Patel, Professor Department of EC, RGPB Bhopal, Dr. Prashant Jain, Head of the Department EC, JEC Jabalpur, Dr. Prabhat Mishra, Professor MGC GDD Chitrikut, Dr. Sanjay Silkari, Professor Department of CSE, RGPB Bhopal, Dr. Ratish Agarwal, Professor Department of IT, RGPB Bhopal, Dr. Mamta Lambert, Professor Department of MCA, GPC Jabalpur, Dr. A.K. Nema, Professor BHE Balaji, Dr. Vinod Kapse, Director, NIET, Greater Noida, Dr. Jitendra Singh Thakur, Head of the Department of CSE, JEC Jabalpur, Dr. A.K. Pandey, Professor, MGC, GDD Chitrikut, and Professor Lavleen K. Pagla, Head of the Department of IT, JEC Jabalpur. So these are the members of the advisory committee who have given their vital support and cooperation in this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the inauguration ceremony of the two-day conference, and now I would like to invite for the welcome speech to Honorable Dr. Rajiv Khatri sir, the Director of the Global HKS Entrance Group of Institutions, Jabalpur, for his welcome speech. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Rajiv Khatri sir, Director, Global HKS Entrance Group of Institutions, as he comes forward for his welcome speech for all of us.
A very good morning to all of you. Chief guest of today's function, Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena ji, MLA Jabalpur North, Jabalpur. Our Chairman, Honorable Shri Saurabh Baradia ji, Global Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. All the plenary speakers, delegates from industry and academia, my colleague faculty members and dear students. First of all, I, on behalf of Global Group of Institutions, welcome you all to this two-day national conference on unprecedented and advanced concepts of computer vision 2021 at Global. As you may be aware, the Global College of Engineering and Management was established in the year 2009 and under the able chairmanship of our young and dynamic Shri Saurabh Baradia ji, it is leading towards excellence in education. In the light of liberal economic and industrial policy adopted by Government of India and in the light of COVID situation for the last 1 year, the industrial scenario is fast changing. The world is now compelled to adopt digitalization and use of new and advanced technologies of computer science in all the fields. Computer vision is a field of study which enables computers to replicate the human visual system. It is a subset of artificial intelligence which collects information from digital images or videos and processes them to define the attributes. At this difficult pandemic situation, the need for the well-trained manpower to understand and implement such technologies has become essential. In line with this conference is being organized, and I am sure that this conference will be an event that brings peoples from industry and academia together for the mutual support, education and inspiration, focusing on the development of an environment for the exchange of ideas towards technological developments for the benefit of students and society at large. The plenary speeches by the expert and quality papers on new technologies of computer such as cloud computing, data mining, networks, image processing, big data analytics, machine learning, etc. will definitely throw new light on the development in this field. I highly appreciate the efforts of whole of the organizing team under Dr. Sumit Nema and Professor Vanna Patak, Head of Departments of CSE and IT, for taking initiative in organizing this conference. I also appreciate the efforts of Professor Amit Joy in extending all kinds of support in completing the souvenir in short period of time. Efforts of all the students are also appreciated for proactively participating and submitting their valuable research papers for the conference. I extend my sincere gratitude to Shri Vinay Saxena ji for accepting our invitation to motivate and bless our students at this occasion. I once again welcome you all to this interactive conference program and wish a grand success for this program. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Honorable Director, sir, for your welcoming us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a time to invite here for his welcome address and to tell about this two-day conference, Dr. Sumit Nema, sir, who is the organizing secretary of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Sumit Nema, sir, with his speech.
Thank you very much, Prasanth sir. Good morning and a warm welcome to this today's national conference, Unprecedented and Advanced Concept of Computer Vision. We organized by the Jabalpur Top and Allied Engineering College, that is Global Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. I am Dr. Sumit Nema, Head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Organizing Secretary of this National Conference. I would like to have a special thanks to Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena ji of Vidhayak Uttar Vidhan Sabha Jabalpur for his for him accepting our invitation and becoming as a chief guest of today's conference. We have honored to have with our chairman sir, Shri Saurabh Baredia sir, who always be the inspiration for us. I also welcome the keynote speaker Dr. Preeti Khanna ma'am from PDPM IIIT Jabalpur and Dr. Rajiv Khatri sir, Director sir, Global Engineering College, other staff faculty members and participants and my dear students for participating for this occasion. Without taking so much time, I will quickly sharing the themes and the session details of the conference. The conference area covered the machine learning, soft computing, IoT, computer vision, deep learning, etc. We have total received 62 research papers from different parts of the country. After the pre-review process, 42 research papers have accepted for with modification. The research paper will be presented by the students in total 6 sessions. Today we have 2 parallel sessions in first half as well as in second half. We have 5 keynote lectures. Tomorrow we will be there are 4 keynote sessions. These presented paper will be published at special journal issues of International Journal of Trend and Research and Development (IJTRD). The online conference being organized by the global group of institutions definitely set a new goal for researchers. At the end, I hope this event is going to be a great success to contribution support from all of you, and all you will be enjoy the program and boost your domain knowledge. Have a good time. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Sumit Nimasa, the Organizing Secretary of this two-day conference, Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision. Ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Sumit Nimasa has pointed out, that we have got the gracious presence of Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena ji, who is the MLA from North Central Assembly Constituency of Jabalpur, and his blessings will be very much important for all of us. And I would like to request him now to say a few things about this conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena ji, the MLA Jabalpur, for his few words on this conference.
नमस्कार आप सभी लोगों को जो आज इस महत्वपूर्ण दिवस पे जिन ग्लोबल नेचर केयर संगठन ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस के माध्यम से हम सब लोग आपस में जुड़े हैं। कोरोना कोविड के समय पर जब बहुत ही बुरे हालात हैं, ऐसे में ग्लोबल इंस्टीट्यूट को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ, साधुवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि स्टूडेंट्स के लिए उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम आयोजित किया है। और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपके इस प्रोग्राम से जो हमारी नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है अनप्रेसिडेंटेड एंड एडवांस कंसेप्ट ऑफ कंप्यूटर विजन 2021, ना सिर्फ वो हमारे जो एक्सपर्ट इससे जुड़े हुए हैं, मैं भाई सौरभ बरेड़िया जी को, डॉक्टर राजीव खत्री जी को, डॉक्टर सुमित नेमा जी को, ग्लोबल के सभी जिम्मेदार जो पदाधिकारी हैं, उनके साथ साथ जो लोग आज इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जुड़े हुए हैं, उन सबका मैं स्वागत करता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ अपनी इस विधानसभा क्षेत्र में। मुझे खुशी है कि ग्लोबल इंस्टीट्यूट ने जो एक कीर्तिमान स्थापित किया, एक दूरदर्शी आयाम जो उन्होंने निश्चित किए हैं, और हर समय चाहे दौर कोई भी हो, वो लगातार स्टूडेंट के हित में काम करते रहते हैं। और आज जो एक आपने विभिन्न विश्वविद्यालयों के जो एक्सपर्ट्स को जोड़ा हुआ है, मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपके कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी, साइबर सिक्योरिटी, क्लाउड कंप्यूटर, डेटा माइनिंग, जैसा राजीव खत्री जी बता रहे थे, मैं सुन रहा था, इन सब के बारे में जो एक्सपर्ट्स आज हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को बताएंगे, आने वाले समय में ये एक मील का पत्थर सभी स्टूडेंट के लिए साबित होगा। मैं भाई सौरभ बरेड़िया जी को, आप सभी लोगों को और सभी एक्सपर्ट्स को आज के इस दिन के लिए, जब आपने एक अच्छी शुरुआत की है, आप सबको बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बधाई देना चाहता हूँ। मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आने वाले समय में आपकी जो नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है, हमारे सभी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भविष्य में नई दिशाएं, नई सोच और नई जो मानसिकता है वो विकसित करेगी, क्योंकि आने वाला समय बहुत ही अपार संभावनाओं का है। और देश के जो हालात हैं उसमें ये जो एडवांस आप लोगों ने प्लानिंग की है, एडवांस चाहे सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग का मैटर हो, चाहे आईटी एक्सपर्ट्स की बात हो, सभी का आज मार्गदर्शन जो है हम सबके हित में होगा। मैं पुनः आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और खास तौर से इंस्टीट्यूट को इसलिए भी धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ, इतने सारे आपके जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं इनके साथ मुझको आज जुड़ने का मौका दिया है। मैं सभी जो लोग आज यहाँ जुड़े हैं उनको पुनः बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बधाई और शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ।
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and blessings for this two-day national conference. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request our honorable guest to uncover the souvenir from there. I would like to request Mr. Kadir sir to so that he can uncover the souvenir that is there with him. So that souvenir is going to be made public now at the hands of Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena sir, who is the MLA from the North Assembly constituency of Jabalpur. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, dear friends.
very very धन्यवाद।
On behalf of the Global Education Group of Institutions, I would like to thank Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena sir for joining in this conference inauguration session. Thanks for your time, sir, that you have spared some time during the pandemic and your tight schedule from the welfare works that you are organizing for the society and the nation. We are absolutely grateful to you for your time, sir. Thanks very much for your presence in this organization ceremony. Now, with this, we conclude the inaugural session, ladies and gentlemen. And if Dr. Preeti Khanna madam is with us, we will be going ahead with the plenary speech. Plenary session 1 will be starting in a few minutes. Yes, in a few minutes from now, we will be joined by Dr. Preeti Khanna madam, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to tell that she is an associate professor with the IIITDM Jabalpur, and she will be delivering her plenary speech in a few minutes. So, dear students, you do have to be prepared, as she is going to join us in just a few moments. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you that this is a national conference which is being organized by the Global Education Group of Institutions, and its departments, IT and the CS, are responsible for the organization of this two-day conference. I would like to tell you that the chief patron of this conference is Shri Saurabh Bhaderia sir, the chairman of the Global Education Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. I've given you this information earlier also, but a few students have joined us recently, so I would like to repeat the information. The patron of this conference is Dr. Rajiv Khatri sir, who is the director of the Global Education Group of Institutions, and the organizing secretary is Dr. Sumit Nema sir, the head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Global Education Group of Institutions, and the coordinator is Honorable Professor Vanna Pathak Madam, the Head of the Department of Information Technology, Global Nature Care Centers and Power Institutions, Jabalpur. And I've been informed that Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam is with us. She has joined us and she will be going ahead with her plenary speech. And I would like to remind you that she is from IITDM Jabalpur. She is Associate Professor over there. Madam, are you with us? Honorable Dr. Preeti, Madam, are you with us? Please give a sort of signal so that we can have your presence here. We can make sure. Yeah, Madam, you've got your thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell something about Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna is an associate professor at PDPM, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, Jabalpur, India. Her main areas of interest include biometrics, biomedical image processing, image retrieval and indexing, dynamic gesture recognition, and computer-aided product design. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna is a recipient of UTC Fellowship, India, and a long-term JSPS Fellowship, Japan. She is a senior member of the IEEE Computer Society and a life member of IAENG. Ladies and gentlemen, she has published more than 100 papers in reputed journals and conference proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 of these papers were awarded in the conferences of repute. She also published a book and has working experience on projects worth 92.95 lakhs. It's really a huge sum, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam has organized various conferences and workshops at IITDM Jabalpur. She also served as a guest editor for journals like Pattern Recognition Letters, ACM, Transactions on Multimedia Computing, Communications and Applications, and Multimedia Tools and Processing. Such a renowned personality is here in the conference, ladies and gentlemen, which is being organized under the umbrella of the Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions by the IT and the CSE department. And now, very cordially and respectfully, I would like to invite Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam from IITDM to go ahead with her presentation. Please welcome her, as we are joined by Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam. You're welcome here, Madam, in this conference of the Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision.
Dr. Pathak, for nice words. I would like to thank Global Group, Dr. Rajiv Khatri, Dr. Sumit Lema for giving me an opportunity to talk to this audience. It's my pleasure to tell you something about computer vision. So I would like to share my slides. So once I saw the topic of this conference, then I thought, let me tell you something about computer vision in healthcare, which is medical image processing, because one of the most prominent application field in computer vision is medical image processing, which is characterized by the extraction of information from image data to diagnose a patient. So you can get my mail ID here, official. So in case any one of you would like to discuss more on these things, you can please feel free to contact. So I have planned this presentation. I would like to tell you, although I think that most of you belong to Jabalpur, then must be aware, but there must be people from other places. So I will take this opportunity to tell you something about my institute. And also there is an image and vision engineering group. We are having at IIT Jabalpur. And then I will tell you something about the computer-aided diagnostic system, which we have developed at our lab. And then I would like to give you more details on this ophthalmological disease identification. So PTPM IIIT Jabalpur is actually established by Government of India in 2005, and it is now this is now an institute of national importance. And we are focusing on, as you can see from its name, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing. It's a long name. So actually we are focusing on IT-enabled design and manufacturing. So we can say that it is IT for design and manufacturing or design of IT products. So a unique feature of our institute is collaboration with Japan. We have, in fact, now this consortium is expanding. So, I mean, we are having these universities which are prestige. So now, so we are having panel, this University of Tokyo, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Tohoku University, Shibara Institute of Technology, Kanagawa Institute of Technology, and not only these universities, we have industries also on board like Hitachi, Toshiba, Amada, Okuma, Sumitomo Metals, GE Energy, and I would like to tell you that we are having some state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities which are given by these industries, especially Amada. So those who have not visited, I will request them to visit to see these world-class facilities which we are having, of course, after this pandemic. So we are running undergraduate, graduate, and PhD programs in discipline, computer science and engineering, electronics and communication engineering, mechanical engineering, as well as design. And we are also running graduate programs in mechatronics. So just to give you a glimpse on this image and vision lab, which we have established at IIIT Jabalpur, where I'm working with some of my colleagues and students. So we are working on different facets of you can say computer vision, which may help to bring the betterment in the lives of humankind. So this all started with this work. We can say it started with biometric, but I will take you to this in this way because this was the work which I have done. It was content-based semantics retrieval, which I have done with the help with the of Tokyo Institute of Technology. And here you can see that now there is a huge gap, which we call the semantic gap between the high-level semantic and the low-level features. So how to cover it up? Because we are looking at things, it is very easy for us to interpret, but how we can make our computers to interpret all those things. So the first work was this. Then the second is on dynamic gesture recognition. We have developed some scheme for Indian Sign Language. As you can see, the Indian Sign Language is somewhat more challenging as compared to British and American Sign Language, which are single-handed. Then here you can see that lot many work related with biometrics. So we have started with the this face gender recognition, then palm print. Even in the, as you can see in the picture, also in the adverse scenario, when part of the face is hidden, or let us say part of the palm is occluded, that sort of situation. And later on, we move our attention towards security of biometric data. So we all know that biometric came to provide security, but later on, actually we are facing problem, as you all are aware, with lot of discussions are still going on with our Aadhaar and all. So how to keep biometric data secure? Because once you are losing your password, no issues. But if you're losing your biometric, it is for always. And then we are working on some biomedical based applications. Here you can see that this is one glance of brain tumor detection. Then this is your malignant like mammograms on, we have done work. And then this is your ophthalmological diseases like glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy, which are the major causes of blindness. Here, I would like to, before we proceed for our work, I would like to give you this example. Now, before this example, let me tell you why, why we have decided to come in this field and why, you can think over working in this field, because today's healthcare industry is strongly relies on precise diagnosis provided by medical imaging. And when we talk about medical imaging, then medical imaging data is one of the richest source of information about patients, and at the same time it is most complex also. We can say that we talk about medical imaging data, then analyzing megapixel upon megapixel data, which is packed as a result of X-ray, or you can say CT scan, MRIs, and other many other testing modalities, that is actually even challenging for experienced clinical professional. It's a huge data. If you go for even MRIs, so so many slices are there. So if we talk about here this artificial intelligence that is actually helping us to uncover the hidden insights into clinical decision making, connecting patients with resources for self management and extracting meaning from previously which are inaccessible, unstructured data assets. So AI actually has proven that it may be a valuable ally for radiologists and pathologists who are looking to accelerate their productivity and potentially improve their accuracy. So in fact, we can say that multiple studies, when we talk about, then they have indicated that the AI tools can perform just as well, if you can say, if not better, than human clinicians at identifying features, or you can say at quickly and precisely identifying the features in the image. So now I will take you to this example, which is as a computer vision application in the healthcare, which is developed at Stanford University. They have, so this is a basically dermatologist level classification of skin cancer. So they have developed a deep learning based system for skin cancer classification. Now, when we talk about skin cancer, then this is one of the most common human malignancy. And so how do we identify, how do we uh, get it? So by visual diagnosis. So when we say that visual diagnosis, actually it starts with the initial clinical screening, followed by the dermoscopic analysis, then biopsy, and then histopathological examination. Now here the system which is developed by them, so we can say automatic, when we talk about automatic classification of skin lesions using images, then it is a challenging task. Why it is a challenging task? Due to we can see like skin. So it is a fine grained variability is there in the appearance of the skin lesions, right? So due to this, this is a challenging task. Now, when we talk about their model, then they actually trained a CNN, convolutional neural network, using approximately 130,000 images, which is consisting of 2032 different diseases. Now, the performance of this system, why they are saying dermatologist label classification? Because when the performance of this system is tested against 21 board certified dermatologists on the identification of most common cancers as well as the deadliest skin cancers. And then it is identified that the performance is, the performance is same as, right, not deteriorated. So now what is the benefit of it? The benefit of it is that we can think over about future. So in this way, if we can have these type of classification technique, they can potentially provide low cost universal access to vital diagnostic care. So basically, when we go for this medical image analysis based applications, we want to because we in fact, if you take example of India, then we know that we are having it very remote places, and it is very difficult, like there is a scarcity of medical or experts or practitioner. And in fact, as a living in Jabalpur, we all know that the people from the nearby places, they used to come to Jabalpur for their treatment. Similarly, because the experts are not available there. So if AI based applications in healthcare, if we can have, they may be used as a screening tools, so that like with the help of these tools, we can, I mean, a preliminary diagnosis may be done, and the patients may be directed towards the for their treatment. So now we come to the CAD systems, computer-aided diagnostic system. So CAD systems are actually procedure in medicine that assist doctors in the interpretation of medical images. Now, X-ray, MRI, ultrasound imaging. So as I told you, they give you a great deal of information. Now, which our radiologists are supposed to analyze and evaluate in a comprehensive manner, that too in a short time. So CAD system as a second reader, as I already told you that, so here also the CAD system as a second reader that may help radiologists to review the areas where which are suspicious, right? Or so those things can be examined by specific computer algorithms. So CAD technology can actually improve the performance of radiologists by increasing sensitivity towards the disease identification in a cost-effective manner. So if we talk about today's CAD system, so as one example, I have already given you that. So these now the hit rate is 100% also, depending upon the system and application. So here, if you like see this, this is just a to let you know how this CAD system works. So here you can see that image acquisitions are there. So data acquisition is there, followed by, you can, depending upon the problem, you need to do the image enhancement, or you need to do the segmentation, followed by feature extraction, then classification. Right? So this is a general flow diagram, machine learning based, not deep learning. We'll come on deep learning also. Now, so here you can see that what are the challenges, because there are which are involved with these processes. So here there are many challenges, in fact. So first thing is that how to do the enhancement, because while doing the image enhancement, we should not miss anything, right? Because we are using these images to find out some information about a person. So during enhancement, we should not lose that information. Then segmentation is there, which is important. So the part which we want to analyze further, then we want to segment it. So that is again a challenging problem. Then whether we want to detect, okay, one thing is that we have detected, okay, brain tumor is there or malignancy is there. But when we go for brain tumor, then there are n number of tumors there. Even if you go for skin cancer, as I told you, from normal to deadliest skin cancer, 2032, they have types of cancers were there, which they were trying to identify. So detection versus, if you want to, one thing is that just detection of skin cancer. Another thing is that identification there, which type of, out of 2032, which type of skin cancer is present here. Another problem is there, that is the small sized annotated, small sized data set. The medical, in the, when we want to develop some AI based system, the data set is at most important. And getting a good data set is a difficult task, which is annotated by medical practitioners, because they will tell that in this database, in this data set, these are the images, in these images, this is the problem, like that. So because they are already in scarcity, so how to get them on this job? Then another thing comes, once you get data, then another thing comes, that is the class imbalance. Because most of the data, if you see, the healthy patients images are more as compared to diseased images. So when your data will be imbalanced, how can you train your system? Now, another problem at the end is its real-time usage. So no matter, a lot of work is being done at various universities, at various places. So how much is actually being used in the real time? So we need to make our technology accessible, usable to in real time. Now, so some of the CAD systems which we developed at IB Lab. When we talk about medical imaging, then we started with the detection of breast cancer on mammogram. So here we did various tasks, abnormality detection, this mass detection, I mean breast tissue density classification. Then we came to the brain tumor. Then we not only worked on detection of brain tumor, but also glioma identification. I will give you more detail. Then next, we are working on ophthalmological disease identification using fundus and OCT images. Here, again, several sort of tasks are there. Not only disease classification or disease identification, we need to do segmentation, because based on that only you can do the further task. So segmentation of these optic discs, blood vessels, and if you talk about OCT images, so it is a characteristic that while capturing OCT images, they are usually noise. See, you are using any sensor, so some noise will be there. So the noisy data, now how to remove this speckle noise from OCT before proceeding for the other task. Then neurodegenerative diseases these days, more increasingly number of people are suffering from such diseases. So here we have worked on Alzheimer disease identification, and also some work is done on brain age estimation, because based on the stage of the brain, we can decide, okay, in this Parkinson is there, then what sort of your brain age. So by mapping brain age, we can we can identify some sort of disease. Now, these are the two glimpses of the two systems here. The first one, if you see this mammograms, here you can see that mammogram is there, then this peak processing, then clustered image, and then here you can see the segmented patches are there. And these patches are, features are extracted from these patches and classified for benign or malignant. Here, when we talk about breast cancer, then there is a BIRADS. BIRADS is Breast Imaging Reporting and Data System, which is introduced by the Radiology Department of American College. They reported the various category of masses according to the shape and size. So that is what we need to work on. Similarly, when we talk about the brain tumor, then WHO classifies these tumors from grade 1 to grade 4, where low grade refers to grade 1 and 2, and this grade 3 and 4. Now here, as I told you that we worked on certain types of tumors, so astrocytomas, oligodendrogliomas, then appendodiomas, and they are classified as grade 1 to you can say 3 as per their appearance. While we would say that grade 4, so this this glioblastoma multiforme, this is a grade 4 tumor. So we now here, as I told you, that data set is very important. So we were fortunate that we could collaborate with Dr. Pushpraj Bhattacharya, who is there at this medical college we are having in Jabalpur. So he and his team actually helped us a lot, because as I told you that we need a data, and that to labeled data. So spending time to tell us that yes, in labeling, that is really remarkable. I'd like to thank to him. So now, as I told you that I would like to give you some more about ophthalmological disease identification. So, so here you can see that when we talk about the retina, so retina is actually highly metabolically active tissue with double blood supply. And so what it does, it actually allows non-invasive observation of this circulation. This, when we say that ocular diseases of the eye, not only ocular diseases, but diseases which affect the circulation and the brain can manifest themselves in the retina. So this includes not only this several diseases, for example, macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, hypertension, and in fact cardiovascular diseases also. Right? So these ocular diseases are most important causes of blindness in the developing as well as developed countries. Here, how we work on ophthalmological disease identification, we work on these two modalities. One is fundus and another is OCT. So optical coherence tomography. Now, so fundus imaging was relatively cheap technology. As the fundus images, it is much easy to capture as compared to OCT imaging. But at the same time, here I would like to tell my young minds that right now we are having these devices, but like because we are trying to collaborate with some ophthalmologists also, so like OCT machines, so they are giving you all sort of images, but we need, in fact, the doctors, they actually need some software to help them out in interpreting these images. So that is required. And another thing, when we talk about fundus images, then some of the fundus cameras are available in the market now, which are have some diagnostic software in it, but those are quite costly. So, I mean, you can think over these areas. So when we talk about fundus imaging, you can see that these are the basic anatomical structure which are being shown here: blood vessels, disc, fovea, like these are actually affected by ophthalmological diseases, and they lead to various abnormalities. And so these abnormalities are observed for disease detection. Now, so as I told you that how we can get the two diseases, for the two diseases it is mentioned here. For example, if we want to look for diabetic retinopathy, then what is important? We can look for these three things. One is microaneurysms, which are, as you can see here, which are the earliest clinically visible changes for diabetic retinopathy. Then we have soft and hard exudates. You can say that if the blood retinal barrier is broken, then lipids are deposits in the retina. You can see these lipids are deposited, right? Then hemorrhage, that is the disorder of eye in where bleeding occurs in the retina. Right? Similarly, when we go for glaucoma, then in case of glaucoma, we are looking for disc to cup ratio. So you can see here optic disc to cup ratio here, that is of the normal eye, retina, and this is abnormal. So these things are supposed to be observed. Now, similarly, when we go for OCT images, then in OCT images, again, it is a non-invasive technique. So that is a good point. And it is used for diagnosis of AMD, age-related macular degeneration, and this diabetic macular edema. Now, here you can see that the OCT images, the layer structure is there. And here, this is your fovea, which was shown in the fundus image in a different way. Now here you can see these abnormality, right? So here, this is a noisy image, right? These are noisy images corresponding to this. And here you can see that abnormality in the layers. So abnormality in these layers is going to be identified by us. So now this is one example. So here you can see that this is the OCT image of a normal healthy patient, and these are the abnormalities in the layer structure, right? So here, this is the this abnormality. Actually, this is giving you this CNV. Then this is for DME. This is for drusen. So these are the different diseases we can identify based on the layers. Now, when we come to the artificial intelligence in retina, then you can see that earlier, so we have also worked on machine learning based technique in this direction, plus these deep learning based technique. So when we go for deep learning based technique, then you can see that how much difference is there in the performance. So when the amount of data is there, then the performance increases here. So the key benefit of the deep neural network is that their performance is shown to be continuously improving with the size of training data set. So here, because I have very less, I mean, there is not much time, so I mean, I need to hurry up. So basically, here when we go for this, more data is to be there, then why these deep neural network perform well? Because they are, I mean, here what is the difference? Main difference is that a single deep neural network, as you can see here, feature extraction and classification. But here, this is deep learning. So what it does, it actually jointly does these tasks. So it jointly extracts features which are suitable for a given classification problem to classify them. Earlier, if we talk about machine learning based schemes, then much of the focus was on, I mean, designing good features, right? So handcrafted features which are suitable for a particular problem. But here, deep learning based models, they are learning the suitable features based on the data. So they are actually trying to get the patterns which are hidden in the data and based on those patterns, classification is done. So again, here all those challenges are there, which I have already told you, that scarcity of well-labeled annotated data, high quality, then data imbalance, implementable technology. Then also here, the work is going on multimodality medical imaging. So can we use, like in this example, can we use both funders as well as OCT images to conclude some? Now, so here, this is generic CNN architecture, and so where we can, I think many of you must be already aware of it, that we have, like you can see, these convolution layers, max pooling layer, and so we are having multiple such layers, and finally we are having this fully connected these network where we are using ReLU activation. I mean, several different activation functions. Now, based on this, what happens once this CNN came into the picture, then very soon CNN is being used for image analysis. So here you can see this. These are several models like LXNet, VGG 16, 19. Although I mean, we do not have time to discuss them all, but you can refer to them. That several different models were developed for over the year based on their performance, as well as the time required, the resources required, right? So many are there which are being used in the medical imaging. I will quickly give you an example before finishing this, because my time is already up. So one thing is this, that as I told you, that this OCT images, they are actually corrupted by unwanted speckle noise. So first of a deep learning work here, that is based on the this removal of this noise. So here we have designed a residual learning based CNN, which is consisting of 17 layers, including the convolutional layer, batch normalization, ReLU. And here you can see that the final layer, here we are having the residual noise in the OCT images, which is being subtracted from the original image, and that is how we get denoise. Now, if you have gone through this, I mean, you just saw this general model to CNN, then there were fully connected layer. But here you are not getting, I mean, fully connected layer. Why? Because we are looking for this denoising, not for this. Are the comparison of results. So we have compared our results from many techniques. So this is the original picture. This is your average ground truth image is there, and these are the various techniques, and this is our proposed technique. So we have compared results based on qualitative as well as quantitative thing, and we obtained that our method is working well. Now, similarly, we have worked many classification models on the based on as well as OCT images. So I would like to stop here, and if those who are interested, they may I mean take up on topics.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam, for your presentation on behalf of the Global Education Group of Institutions. I thank you a lot for being with us and spending some time for your plenary session, plenary speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the two-day conference, which is being organized by the Global Education Group of Institutions, and the departments IT and the CS are responsible for the organization of this two-day conference, which has the title of Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier I have given you the information. Yes, and these clappings, this applause is for Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna Madam for her presence here and her plenary session, plenary speech that she delivered. Again, on behalf of the Global Education Group of Institutions, we are showing our gratitude towards her. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you so much, Dr. Pathak. Thank you, and I sincerely hope that the young minds will get something exciting for their future work. Thank you.
We are obliged, madam. Thanks very much, madam. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for your presence and your time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to you about various committees who have extended their supports, and the conference committee I've mentioned twice, advisory committee I've mentioned once, but we don't forget the contribution of the technical and review committee. Before going for the plenary session number 2, I'm going to tell you about the technical and review committee members. First of them is Dr. Nitesh Dubey, who is one of the members of Technical and Review Committee. As I told you, he is the Deputy Director of the Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. The other member is Dr. Prateek Mishra, who is the head of the Department EC Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. His support and coordination has been absolutely magnificent. Dr. Swapnil Nema is also one of the members of Technical and Review Committee, Associate Professor, EC Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. Professor Vivek Avasthi, the Assistant Professor, CS Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. They've also got the member is Rajendra Arak. Professor Rajendra Arak is also one of the members of Technical and Review Committee. He is the Assistant Professor of CS Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. Professor Sandeep Rao, the Assistant Professor, CSE Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. And we have also got support as a Technical and Review Committee member of Professor Ashish Singh Dahiya, the Assistant Professor, EC Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. So actually, to make this conference successful, we have got support, cooperation from all sides, and we must be really grateful to all these ladies and gentlemen and officials who have extended their support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a time for plenary speech 2. Plenary session 2 is about to begin, and in this session, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a joint presentation by Honorable Mr. Mandeep Bagchi and Honorable Mr. Brijesh Chaturvedi. Both the gentlemen are from Tata Consultancy Services. So first I'm going to introduce Mandeep Bagchi, sir, to you. I've been informed that he has not joined us. Honorable Mr. Mandeep Bagchi has not got connected with us. So there is a bit of delay for the start to the plenary session 2. We will be taking a little bit of time. And meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you about the organizing committee. Okay, the organizing committee member for this 2-day conference are Dr. Amol Talankar, who is the Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institution Jabalpur. Dr. Shailen Basidia, who is the head of the Department MBA, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. Dr. Arun Khare, the Associate Professor, Civil Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. Another organizing committee member is Professor Sunil Patel, who is the Honorable HOD of the Mechanical Engineering Department, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. Head of the Department Civil, Professor Manish Tiwari is also one of the members of the organizing committee. Manish Tiwari is the head of the Department of Civil Engineering. Then Dr. Rohit Budai, head of the Department of Core, and he is also very helpful and cooperative as far as this conference is concerned. Professor Poonam Dubai, the registrar of the Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions and an assistant professor with the EC department, is also one of the members of the organizing committee of this conference. Professor Amita Grawal, who is professor, is the EC department, and also the professor Pankaj Tiwari, sir, who is the TPO, Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur, who is also one of the members. Professor Harpreet Singh, the TPO of the Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. Dr. Richard Rathod, Professor of Engineering Chemistry with the Global HK Symptoms Group of Institutions Jabalpur. She's also one of the members of organizing committee, needless to say. And last but not the least, Professor Amit Joy, the professor of the MBA Global Education Group of Institutions Department. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the members of the organizing committee. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me check whether Mr. Mandeep Bagchi and Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi are in contact with us so that the plenary session 2 can go ahead. Yes, a bit of time is being taken by these TCS officials, Honorable Mr. Mandeep Bagchi and Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi. They will be joining us shortly, I'm sure. Meanwhile, I would like to tell you about this two-day conference that it is being organized by the IT and the CSE departments of the Global Education Group of Institutions. And this two-day conference will be lasting today on 11th of May 2021, also tomorrow on the 12th of May 2021. So this two-day conference is going to be really advantageous to each one of you, dear IT and CS students, because you must have observed, you must have seen that during the first plenary session, which was delivered by Honorable Dr. Preeti Khanna, Madam, she was providing you, she was sharing with you vital pieces of information. You must have been 100% focused on the presentation that was laid down by her. And one thing was missing, I think, in her presentation, and it was from your side, dear students. You didn't ask any question. You didn't go for your queries. You should have asked the questions based on her presentation so that the presentation would have been much more effective, I think. But yet, students, I would like to suggest to you that when you listen to a presentation delivered by experts, towards the end of the presentation, you do have to put forward your queries so that the experts or the presenters can feel confident that their lectures or presentation has been, responded positively, focusedly by the students or the audience. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed that Honorable Mr. Mandeep Bagchi has joined us. He is one of the officials of Tata Consultancy Services, so he will be going ahead with his presentation, I'm sure. Sir? Mandeep sir, are you with us? Please let us know by signifying something or the other. Please indicate, sir, if you are with us, so that we can initiate your plenary session.
Yes. So good morning. I'm able to hear you, and I believe I'm visible to you as well.
Yes, thank you, Mandeep Bagchi, sir. Before you go ahead with your presentation, I would like to introduce you to the audience.
Am I audible to everybody?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. Please take a bit of time. So I'm going to introduce you to the audience so that the students can know about you.
Prasanna sir, I'm really sorry to interrupt over here. Just give me a second because my co-panelist, Mr. Brajesh, is I think having some difficulties in joining this session. So please
yes,
allow me a couple of minutes. Yeah, within a couple of minutes, I'll join you once again. I'll be there on this link itself. But let me just help him out a little bit.
So by the time he joins us, sir, let me go ahead with your introduction to the students, sir. That was I was underlining. It will take me 5 minutes or so by the time I finish my introduction, your introduction, that is, Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi will be with us, I'm sure. Okay, sir, now we wait for Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi to join us, and then this plenary session will be going ahead. Thanks very much, Honorable Mandeep Bagchi, sir, that you are with us. And repeatedly, I'm telling the students that this conference is a two-day affair, and it will be lasting today as well as tomorrow. It's a really an auspicious day in the history of the Global Education Group of Institutions, because during dire times of this COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown around us, we are organizing this online conference, and it's a national conference, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you. And the title to this conference is unprecedented and advanced concepts of computer vision. Okay, so this is the title. And during the inaugural session, I would like to remind all that we were joined by Honorable Shri Vinay Saxena sir, who is one of the MLAs of this Jabalpur constituency, and his presence has been quite encouraging for all of us. And after that, we have had the plenary session that was delivered successfully by Dr. P.T. Khanna Madam, and we are waiting for Honorable Secretary to join us, and then plenary session 2 will be initiated. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, this conference actually is possible, and this conference is going on successfully only because of the contribution, or I should say, moral support that has been extended by Honorable Chairman of the Global Education Group of Institutions, Sri Saurabh Bhaderia, who is the chief patron of this conference. Without his support, obviously, nothing would have been possible. Thanks very much to him. Then we got the guardians of Dr. Rajiv Khatri sir, who is the Honorable Director of the Global Education Group of Institutions, who is the patron of this two-day conference. Then we have got the support and cooperation of Honorable Dr. Sumit Nima sir, who is here with me in this hall, and he is the organizing secretary and also the head of the department, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Global Education Group of Institutions. We have got the presence of Honorable Professor Vandana Pathak Madam, who is present here since this morning, who is the coordinator of this conference. She is the head of the Department of Information Technology, Global Education Group of Institutions, Jabalpur. So on behalf of the organization, definitely it's a time that I must be thanking them for extending support so that these students are getting maximum possible benefits out of this conference, which is being organized by our organization, Global Education Group of Institutions. And we've got some external supports also, ladies and gentlemen. These officials, these ladies and gentlemen are from outside the Global Education Group of Institutions, Jabalpur, and they have been clubbed under the category of advisory committee. And the members are Dr. A.K. Sharma, the principal of Jabalpur Engineering College, Jabalpur, and Dr. Prabhat Patel, he is from RGPB Bhopal, ladies and gentlemen, professor of the Department of Electronics and Communication. Honorable Dr. Prashant Jain is also one of the members of Advisory Committee, who is the head of the department EC, Jabalpur Engineering College, Jabalpur. Dr. Bharat Mishra, the Honorable Professor, MGC GDD, Chitrikut University, ladies and gentlemen, is also one of the members of the Advisory Committee. Then Dr. Sanjay Silkari, the Professor of the Department of CSE RGPB Bhopal, is also one of the members of Advisory Committee. Dr. Ratish Agrawal, the Professor, Department of IT RGPB Bhopal. All these members have been extending their support for the success of this two-day national conference, which is being organized by the Global Education Group of Institutions. We must be really thankful to all these professors and officials of from the world of academics. Now, and another member, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Mamta Lambert, the Professor of the Department of MCA, JC Jabalpur, Dr. A.K. Nema, Professor DHE Varanasi, Dr. Vinod Kapse, Honorable Director of NIET Greater Noida, Dr. Jitendra Singh Thakur, Head of the Department of CSE, JC Jabalpur, Dr. A.K. Pandey, the Professor of NGC TDB, Chitrikut, and another member is has been really instrumental in extending her support, and she's Professor Ladun K. Kabla, Head of the Department of IIT-JEC Jabalpur. So these are the members of Conference Committee first, and then the Advisory Committee. So two committees are mentioned here. And let me get the latest report whether Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi, Tata Consultancy Services has joined us or not. As soon as he joins us, definitely panel session 2 will be moving forward, will be initiated from here. Government Education Centers, Department, institutions, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable dear Mandi Bhakti sir, I think you must be going ahead with your presentation because yes, I've been recently informed. I've been informed of late that Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi is with us now, and definitely he will be going ahead with his presentation. Let me have a confirmation in this regard, and then I shall introduce him to you, dear students. Is it with us, sir? Yes, Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi, sir, you are pretty warmly welcome here in this conference entitled Unprecedented and Advanced Concepts of Computer Vision. It's being organized by the UACC Acceptance Group of Institutions and the departments of IT and CSE. They have been really the organizers of this two-day conference. Honorable Shri Brajesh Chaturvedi, sir, may I go ahead with your introduction to the students, sir, please? So please open your mic and let us know if I'm audible to you and you are ready for your presentation. Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi, sir, are you with us? Are you there, sir? Please turn on your microphone, sir, and let us know whether you are with us or not.
Yes, I am with you guys. So can you hear me?
Okay, sir, let me introduce you. I brought your introduction, sir, with me, and the students will be really impatient to know about you. And right after your presentation, here the presentation of Mr. Mandi Bhakti will go ahead. Thank you very much, Honorable Shri Brajesh Chaturvedi, sir, for joining us. I would like to give you an introduction to the students. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi has 19 plus years of IT experience in PFSI domain. PMI certified project manager with experience in global delivery. He has got this vast experience in Germany. He has rich exposure in data governance, data quality management, data lineage, data profiling. He has demonstrated success in managing and leading mission critical projects ranging from 100K to 100M USD budget. He has been a strong technical and analytical skill. He has strong technical and analytical skills and a passion to provide solutions to achieve business objectives. He has managed cost budget, forecasting and profitability management, status reporting. He has credit risk management based tool implementation and has got experience in managing program in agile methodology. He has got some specialties also, dear students. Honorable Mr. Brajesh Chaturvedi has specialties in PMP certified, Basel II implementation, CCAR, DFAST, stress testing, Basel III and cleared margin requirements, FRTD, LIBOR transformation, MIFID, TCS in-house leadership training. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the short introduction of our next presenter or keynote speaker. He is Honorable Shri Brajesh Chaturvedi, the official from Tata Consultancy Services. I would like you to welcome him, dear ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome, sir. Please start your presentation, Honorable Shri Brajesh Chaturvedi, sir.
Hi, Prasanna. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thanks. If I'm
Hey,
not wrong,
Prasanna.
sir, please just a moment, sir. If I'm not wrong, I think Mr. Mandeep will also be joining you. I think it will be a joint
Yes.
session, if I'm not wrong. So I would like to request Mandeep Bagchi also to join you, sir. And
thank you.
if you allow me, I would like to introduce Mandeep Bagchi also. Honorable Mandeep Bagchi is working with Tata Consultancy Services Limited as the talent acquisition lead for the Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and MP regions. He has strategized, planned, and supervised more than 15 state-level interview drives with a lot of other smaller drives covering more than 20,000 interviews in a span of 3 years. And he has worked as an HR business partner in the resource management group in TCS, primarily managing the internal resource pool along with various other initiatives. And in the past, he has completed his PGDM from Narsi Monji Institute. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, I'm sure. Management Studies 2013 to 2015 batch, and he was a member of the placement committees at NMIMS. He was the secretary of the alumni cell, and he has worked as a volunteer in multiple NGOs, Teach for India, Dr. Reddy's Foundation, and Yuva Unstoppable. And he has won the division level speech contest at Ovation 2010, Toastmasters International, and he has a passion for singing, public speaking, teaching, writing, and consulting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I request both Honorable Shri Brijesh Chaturvedi and Honorable Shri Mandeep Bagchi for their going ahead for this joint presentation. So please start your presentation. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prasanna sir. I believe I'm audible. If in case you can confirm. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. This is actually, sir, the canned clapping. It is called, sir, and it is the clapping to welcome both of you, sir. You are very much audible, sir. Please go ahead with your presentation.
Okay, great. So first of all, thank you so much, Prasanna sir, and thank you so much to the Institute for inviting us. I'm not going to take too much of a time. I'd like to also greet the eminent dignitaries who are present on this national conference. I heard a lot of professors are attending this, some directors, from some very reputed institutions and all. So my greetings to everybody. As Prasanna sir mentioned, my name is Mandeep. I head campus and talent acquisition, so to say, for TCS Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh. We have been associated with the institution for quite some time now, and that's when the time wherein Harpreet sir approached me last week with this particular invitation, and of course, the answer had to be a yes, because we have had the the fortune to connect with your students over the past 3 years as well, and why not in the national conference also. I would not take too much of a time over here. As every structure or every curriculum in the institutes of our country, or the colleges so-called in our country, they take place, the makers of this structure, the professors, the directors, the think tanks who come up with some curriculums and all, primarily they have two things in mind. Firstly is the research aspect of it, and secondly is the placement, so to say, as aspect of it, wherein the students, after they receive their education, what are they going to do? Will they be going on to further becomes one of the finest, excellent academic minds in this country, or they would be going ahead and would be joining some sector, probably the public sector, the private sector, probably some of them will go on to become entrepreneurs. I think people like us, people who have got some experience in the industry, we primarily come into the picture when it comes to more of the employment focus of it. And needless to say, when it comes to employment, TCS is in the private space the biggest player in this nation. Needless to say, we are the third largest employers after the Indian Railway and the Indian Army. So I believe that is, in some sense, justifies our presence in this national conference, and this is the way which, this is the theme which primarily Brijesh is going to take forward as well as we approach this topic. So to say, computer vision, that particular terminology I could catch from the entire theme of the national conference. For the students, computer vision, for everybody, computer vision may mean a lot of things, but primarily at the end of the day, what does it mean for us when we talk about employing students? What does computer vision really, like, where does it have that practical impact wherein the students can come up, can approach one particular, that particular theory, and then can land themselves in the employment space of this country? Primarily, that is something that Brijesh is going to talk about. And without any further delays, I would rather invite Brijesh to take over the session, and also to say, maybe to Prasanna sir and to Harpreet sir who are present in this call, Brijesh would also go ahead with a kind of an interactive kind of a session. First of all, Brijesh is a senior consultant who has been associated with TCS for many years now. He has got an experience of more than a decade. He has got an excellent knack of the banking industry, so to say. He has spent considerable number of years in the United States serving, some of our major clients. He has been a very close aide to the former CEO and the current chairman of the Tata Group, Mr. N. Chandrasekaran. Brijesh holds a lot of experience. Apart from this experience, also, he has been associated with us for many years now as an anchor in our interviews. And what I mean by that is, in every interview season, Brijesh is there. He has been interviewing for over, I think, 300, 400 students every campus season. He holds a lot of experience in terms of what are the common errors that the students do in terms of their preparations, particularly in terms of, so to say, their computer science knowledge, be this students from mechanical, electrical, or CSIT. He has a very, very in-depth knowledge, not just for his field, but also the interviewing aspects and where the students actually go wrong in their technical part of the interviews. And so to say, what might be going a little wrong in the education which they are receiving back at the institutions also, vis-a-vis the preparation that they have on the day of the interview. So without any further delay, Brijesh, I would hand over this the session to you. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandeep. Thanks a lot for your kind introduction, and thanks, Prasanna, and thanks the Institute for having me over here. So when Mandeep had called me 2 weeks back that we want to talk about something on the computer vision and what is going to be the computer industry in next decade. So I was thinking that what to talk to the students. So what shall we talk? So it's like I have been with TCS for more than 19 years now. So it's like I will be completing 20 years next year. So it's like I have been to interviewing candidates for selection in TCS, then also grooming the candidates when they come inside TCS, and when we absorb them into our projects. So what we look into the students and how shall they go about it. So this, like, what I feel is like the next generation computing is into major key areas are going to be cloud computing. Then you have got robotic process automation, then machine learning and artificial intelligence. So I'm going to spend a couple of time on cloud computing and robotic process of automation, these two areas. And I don't want this to be theoretical session or something like that, because already you guys are in college and you must be going through this as part of your curriculum. But when we say what is a solution? A solution should be associated to a business problem. So since last 20 years, I'm working in banking domain. So I see that banking has been one of the most banking is the industry which invests a lot in IT. It's like if you see any banking company, then almost the 40% of revenue goes into their IT infrastructure. All right. So it's like there is a lot of transformation happening. So in fact, computing started from mainframe days, right? Means like 1960s, 1970s, and banks and insurance companies, they were the first one who introduced all this computing power and all, right? And now the next gen computing is going to be the cloud, robotic process automation, machine learning, and AI. So I work primarily in the area of stress testing and credit risk monitoring. So it's like there is immense amount of data. Now earlier it's like we were dealing only with the structured data, but now there is unstructured data and not only SQL also, right? So I'm just going to share my screen and I will just spend a couple of time on cloud computing. So let me know when you can see my screen. Mandeep, can you see my screen?
Yes, Brijesh, it is visible.
Yeah. So as part of cloud computing is like now there is immense amount of data which is available and how to store it. So the major players in the cloud computing space are AWS, which everybody must be understanding, then Microsoft Azure, then Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud. So what are the business advantages of cloud computing which we see is that scalability. So when we say scalability means like means like earlier means like when we were designing systems and all, we were saying that oh, it can store the data 1 TB, 2 TB or something like that. But now it is immense. So you can just keep on adding the data servers and all. And it is the reliability means like the responsibility is with the vendor. So as an IT organization, you don't need to depend on means like you will go into as pay as you go model, right? Then we have got agility and innovation. Means like with the cloud, there is a lot of agility. Means like if you don't like or if this thing is not being used, then you can just remove it and you can bring it the new features. Then there are automated software updates. So if you see any conventional company or any conventional IT organization, their whole IT department is like at least means like 30 to 40% of the time they are dependent on their updating their software, maintaining their IT infrastructure. With this cloud computing, all this headache has gone to the vendor. It is no, and your IT organization can continuously focus on innovation and solving your business problem, not the IT problem. So IT problem has been associated with all these major vendors like Amazon and Microsoft. Then definitely there is going to be sustainability. Means like if one server goes down or once a data center goes down, then another data center is available. So your system is continuously up and running. Then with this, there is a lot of cost saving, security, and when it comes to security, means like there is a lot of misconception on cloud that if we go for public cloud, then the security is going to be compromised, which is not the case. Now, if you see major players like JP Morgan Chase, then the Bank of America, everybody is moving into cloud and security has been addressed. And it means like security is not a big problem over there. Then we have got flexibility, then mobility. So means like with particularly this COVID-19 problem, means like when people are not able to go to office, means right now also means like the way we are interacting with WebEx, it is happening on the cloud, right? Means like behind the scene, the cloud is being used, right? So with this COVID-19, there are companies which went into work from home model within 2 to 3 weeks time. So earlier, everybody had to come to office, they have to come to the data center, but now with the cloud adoption, this thing has gone away. And in COVID-19 is like if particularly bank. So it's like during COVID-19 is like if I see that IT sector and banking, they have been not impacted because of COVID-19, I will say. In fact, it has been, it's like IT has evolved more. So why it is happening? Because of cloud. Now, means like earlier, if we were doing interview, then I remember that all the people were coming into the campus and means like I have seen people traveling overnight from like, let's say, means I stay in Pune. So people were coming from Nasik, then Bhusawal and all, they were traveling overnight, they will come to the campus and then they will give interview. But now we have gone into completely digital mode. Means like our whole interview process means like you can attend the interview from home. So this is the cloud adoption, right? So with it will increase your collaboration, it will increase your quicker disaster recovery, because now you have got multiple data center and you will have loss prevention. And if you adopt cloud, then you will move into the competitive edge. So you will have additional, it's like you will be having, because next gen is going to be on the cloud, right? So if you don't change now, then 10 years or 5 years down the line, you will change. But by that time, your competitor has already invested in cloud and they have learned the thing and they are much ahead, correct? Miss, like, can we move on to the next topic? Miss, like, if there is any question on cloud, then we can discuss on this. Friends, I want this to be interactive. It's like it should not happen that only I speak.
Yeah, so Brijesh, what we can do, probably I'd request the students present on this particular session, or probably even the professors, if in case somebody wants to ask any questions to Brijesh, you can also use the chat section. I believe that is enabled. So yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So I have got one question, that how can we integrate AI with cloud? That is a very good question. Means like, in fact, if you see all these players, they come with the complete solution suite. Means like, for example, in Microsoft Azure, means like they have their own AI softwares. All right. And it will come with its own, means like automate, means like their tools are inbuilt. So you can, means like you don't need to integrate. It is already there. You have to just start using it. So like Amazon, AWS has its own AI tools, then machine learning models are there. So everything is conventional, and then you have to just go and plug and play kind of thing. Go to the chat. So Dr. Ashish has asked, what are the monetary aspect of the cloud computing? So actually, there's a lot of cost saving. Means like initially when you are going to invest in cloud, means like it will happen like that. There is a lot of money is being involved, because now there is a conventional company which has got, let's say they had earlier Oracle, SQL and all, and so they already have one IT setup ready. But now they want to move away from Oracle and they move to Oracle Cloud. So what will happen? So initially in first 5 months to 6 months, you will see that their costs are going up. But after 6 months or 1 year down the line, as in the long term, these costs, means like your IT operations will go down, because you don't need to maintain the software. It is will be the with the vendor, so there you will save on the cost. Then your disaster recovery, you will on your business continuity plan and disaster recovery, you will save a lot. And so in the longer run, what we have observed, that after 6 months to 12 months, all companies who move to the cloud, they are in the on the profit side, and they are continuously saving. Okay. I hope. Sir, how can we deploy our ML production models to the cloud for execution? So basically, machine learning and artificial intelligence means like each company have their own suits. So, but I don't know about much about AWS and Google Cloud, but definitely in Microsoft Azure, what we have observed, that they do come up with their machine learning models. So whatever is your production ready models, that can be augmented very well in the Microsoft Azure. Okay. Yes, so Shivam asked that everything is already there in cloud platforms, right? Like Kubernetes. Yes, Microsoft has Kubernetes, and blockchain, I'm not too much sure about it, but yes, Kubernetes is there. Let me just go through the questions. I think only this many questions we got. All right. Okay. So we will move on to our next topic, which is on the Yes, Subhanshi asked, can we store data in cloud? Yes, definitely. So in cloud means like you have Cloudera, means like if you are going from a proper package like Cloudera and all, then they have their own Hadoop infrastructure and all. So which is in cloud. All right. So yes, we can store very well data in cloud. What are the mistakes students should avoid while learning cloud computing? Okay. So this is very interesting question. So I will say that there are, just like in learning, there is no mistakes. It's like if you are learning something, then you go with a one proper vendor. Means like Microsoft. So like Microsoft, just 1 second. So like in Microsoft website, you have got very good learning ecosystem. So if you can log into Azure, then they will give you the complete fundamentals, the structure and all. And once you learn one set, means like one vendor, then almost AWS, Amazon or Google or Oracle, they will come up with a similar thing. So you just need to learn the concept that how you are going to store the data, how you are going to access the data, then how you are going to perform the analytics. So each vendor has their own analytics solution. Like these days, Tableau is integrated with all the three major vendors and all. So they have got very good collaboration, and now industry is moving towards the open platform. So earlier means like if you have got Microsoft, then you cannot use Amazon things. No, this is not happening anymore. So everybody is working in collaboration and through the open source architecture. Okay.
Brijesh, let me just stop you for a second over here and let me build on this particular question, because if I am a student, just like the previous question that the student asked you about cloud, now as a student, if I ask you that is preparing on cloud, is preparing the concepts of cloud and all important for me as a student to clear my interviews, irrespective of TCS or like any other, like all the other companies that, because you have an experience, you know what is going on in the market and all. As a student, it's important for me to understand cloud to first of all crack these technical interviews in the companies. That's point number one. And point number two, if it is important, till what extent are you expecting a student like me to know the cloud platforms and all?
See, now knowing or unknowingly, everybody is using cloud, right? Means like Yahoo Mail or Google Mail. This itself is means like this particular service is on the cloud, right? Whether student understand but it or not, but they are using it. So now going forward means like what we expect that at least kids should, as students should understand this concept up to some extent. Means like for computer science that is graduates, yes, we will expect that they should know this concept very well. Means like their understanding should be there. Means like at least their concept should be clear. If they don't have any practical knowledge, that is fine, but they should know the concept, because that is where the industry is moving. And even means in curriculum and also I'm pretty much sure that most of the colleges, they have adopted this curriculum. It's like a cloud computing is part of their curriculum, so they should know. And now these days cloud with Coursera and all this new means like online teaching and all, means like all these things are available either free of cost or at a very minimal cost. Means like now most of the institutes have their collaboration, so students should go online and then they should start learning about these things. That is what is my personal recommendation. It's like what we expect from computer science graduate or anybody who is entering into IT, that they shall know at least one programming language, one front end and one back end and one database. If you know these 3-4 things, then you can start building your building blocks. And then as you join in the industry and as per the project, you can just augment. But your for loop, if loop, they are going to be there, and it will be in each and every language, right? So similar concept is going to be happening in the cloud. So you IT infrastructure you need to understand, and then how to access it and how to use it. So it's like in their last year projects or something, if they can build something in cloud, then yes, that is very much interesting.
Thanks so much, Jesh. As an EAG person, I wanted to build on that question so the student crowd in the conference today could benefit. Please go ahead with the further topics. Thanks.
Somehow I am not sure my slide is not moving. Just 1 second. Stop sharing. Okay, our next point, which I wanted to cover today, is the robotic process automation, which is very close to my heart, and means like we have implemented and we have worked on it extensively. So means like next generation means like after 5 years to 10 years, what I feel is that everywhere your intelligent process automation and robotic process automation is going to take central stage. Means like what? Like in TCS also we have come up with our own model, which is known as machine first delivery model, MFDM we call. So whatever task you do, means like suppose if I'm going to an office and I'm going to swipe my card and enter into my building, and then I will open up my email and check my day-to-day task. This has to be done by machine. It's like you start thinking in those lines that how a machine will do, means each and every task, whatever it is. And now the tools are in place, like IBM Blue Prism is there, then automation anywhere, whatever task. Means like if you take credit card industry, means like when in credit card industry, when you open a credit card, what you do? You first collect the data from the customer. You will give him a one form. He will fill up the data, and then the form will go to the back end. In the back end, somebody will manually read it, and they will analyze it that whether the data has been correct or not. So this is a classic use case. Means like I remember that when we implemented this project in Citibank and in PNC Bank. So what had happened that we had automated this complete process, that how when credit card data means like that form goes to back end, and then the back end data goes into a at the back end office, and then at back end office somebody does the input it into the computer system, and then credit scoring will be done, and then whether credit card will be approved or not approved. It was used to take around 10 to 14 days. But when we automated this complete thing end to end, means like now you have to enter the data in the system, or if you are filling the form in the on a means like in paper, then you will scan it. So just from the scanning point of time, as soon as the data hits the database, it will be converted from NoSQL to the structured data, because in the banking world we deal a lot of data in a structured way, right? So you have to convert the unstructured data into the structured data, and then all relevant field will make its way to the correct field, and then all the data quality rules will run, then data governance will happen, and then it will approve or reject the credit card application. What should be its credit limit based on his salary slips and all. Everything is like when you are capturing the data, you will be taking it as an image, and from those image you will be converting those all bits and bytes into the numbers, and then storing it at the right place, and so that your analytics can run, right? So we had reduced that complete SLA from 14 days to almost means like 3 hours, and then there was immense cost saving. And we had used this particular tool, automation anywhere, in that particular project. So it's like this was just one example. Yeah. Hello. Okay. I think there was some disturbance. All right. So now industry is moving towards a lot of things on robotic process automation. And what are its business advantage? Number one is like, as everybody understand that it is going to have increased productivity, then increased efficiency, then enhance accuracy. So in banking world, accuracy is the key. So if your data is not accurate, your CFO, chief financial officer, cannot sleep in the night. All right. So you need to have accurate data. Means like today morning only I was reading one article on Citibank, that now Citibank has decided to move away from India. It's like they are moving away from 13 geography where they don't want to do any business in consumer segment. While in 1990s, Citibank's main objective was to become a global bank, right? They wanted to become the global bank of the whole world, so that each and every place, because in the consumer segment you make a lot of money in the banking, right? So, but now what happened that which forced Citibank to move away from growing market like India? It all happened because of data governance and data quality issues. All right. So in October 2020, Federal Reserve in US, they slapped $400 million fine on Citibank because they were failed to implement data quality and data governance principle for their FRTB program and their stress testing. So this like that kind of outcome is happening. So due to which Citibank decided to move away from India, and now this lucrative market may go to the better banks like HDFC or local private banks like Yes Bank, or somebody will take Citibank's business who have better infrastructure and better data governance practices. All right. So with the help of RPA and intelligent process automation, then machine learning, your decisioning is going to be fast and more accurate, so that you can achieve your business results quickly. All right. So with this, Miss, like I think I'm pretty much done with the robotic process automation. So if anybody has any question on RPA, then they can ask. You see the chat. On this cloud thing, there was one question that there is any organization which monitor data safety or data storage in cloud, and how can we implement blockchain it? I'm not sure on blockchain, but yes, from the data monitoring perspective and cloud, means it is the means like these days all the cloud companies, they themselves certify that they will be the responsible of security, and this is a very good aspect that if any data breach happens, then you can transfer your risk to them. All right. So means like the risk of losing data is not with you. It is with the vendor like Microsoft or Google or Oracle. All right. Shivam has asked what are popular RPA tools. So these are like Blue Prism. Blue Prism is not free one, it is paid. But Automation Anywhere, UiPath. So there's a lot of work is happening on Work Fusion, then Pega, Kofax, Automation Edge. So these are the major players, RPA tools. So particularly UiPath, if you go for UiPath, if you know Java, then you can very well learn UiPath, and it is free also. So you can directly go to UiPath website and you can start building your own RPA tools. Hello. Is there any limitation of robotic process automation? So Ashwini, yes, there will be limitations, but it's like as the technology is evolving, those limitations will go away. It's like earlier RPA was only mostly confined to image processing and voice processing, but now it is evolving. So this process is still evolving. So as you learn more, grow more, it will continuously improve. Does Blue Prism need coding? Yes, Blue Prism needs coding. Sir, what types of process are suitable for automation? You think any process, whatever you do, means like whatever is manual that can be automated. It's like each and everything, whatever is manually you are doing, is like right now, if suppose you are typing also, right? You are typing your question, but now we have tools where you don't need to type, right? Voice recognition. So using voice recognition, I can directly speak, and my Siri or my Alexa, they can convert my voice to command, right? That is what means like you do the typing in your laptop, right? So whatever you do, so just think from that perspective that whatever task you are performing, that can a machine do? And if yes, then yes, RPA and intelligent process automation, they are the answer to this thing. So what is the use of RPA in public sector organization? Anything what public sector organization does means like they have their own process, and whatever the process is, we can do the automation. Screen scrapping, just one second.
Brijesh, one question from my side. The student who probably might be from one of the core branches, mechanical, electrical, let's say. As a student, if in case, as a mechanical student, let's say, for example, I am a little interested after listening about robotic process automation. How do I start? I do not know what RPA is all about. What are the platforms or what are the books that you would suggest to me, first of all, to, let's say, begin with this at first?
To start with, I will recommend that you go and subscribe to Automation Anywhere and UiPath. These are the two tools which are free. Means like they are open source. It's like they have their own paid version, but for students and for learners, pretty much it is free. Okay, so you can start with Automation Anywhere and UiPath. For UiPath goes little more technical. So I will recommend that you learn Java first. If you know Java, then UiPath, you can quickly pick it up, because it gives you, means like in the rest of the tools, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, means like they have built-in functions. But UiPath gives you the power to design your own methods and all. So that's where, means like if you want to pick it up on UiPath and all, then Java is required. But Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, Pega, they come as a business analyst, tool for business analyst. Business analyst can directly, means like behind the scene, there will be a wrapper or some function, and it will do the task. So there will be means like plug and play objects available. But these tools are little costly. So Blue Prism particularly, means like it is not freely available. But Automation Anywhere and UiPath are the good tools to start with.
Okay, thanks. So a very important point for all the core branch engineers on this call today. If in case you're interested in robotic process automation and don't have much of an information about it, Automation Anywhere and UiPath are the two platforms wherein you can go ahead and start your journey. So yeah, Brijesh, I just wanted to pose that question to you as a core branch. Yeah, you can go ahead, please. Thanks.
No, I think I am pretty much done. So, and it's already 12 o'clock time, and I have next call in some time. So I would just like to thank everybody for having me over here. It was good interacting with kids. Means like as Mandeep knows, means like why I come for interviews, because I like to interact with the next generation, and it's like that is why I started doing interviews. Right. So you guys, it's like the next generation students, you have a lot of energy, and keep learning. And it's like earlier, it's like things were not available easily, but these days learning things are very easily available. So make the best use of it. All right. And I'm pretty much sure that you guys will do very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brijesh. I would hand it over to Prasanna sir and Harpreet sir right now. Brijesh and I, both of us are done. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the Global Nature Care Centers Group of Institutions, we would like to thank and show our gratitudes towards Honorable Mr. Brijesh Chaturvedi sir and Honorable Mr. Sandeep Bagachi sir, who are the Tata Consultancy Services officials. Thanks very much, sir, for your presence and the guidance to our candidates. They will be getting a lot of benefits, I'm sure, from your presentation. And thanks very much for allaying the queries which have been coming during the presentation of both of you. We really are thankful to you. Honorable Professor Harpreet Singh is also joined here. Harpreet sir, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Prasanna sir. And I would like to thank, on behalf of Global Group of Institutions, Mandeep sir and Brijesh sir for such a charismatic, very exemplary examples. Just wanted to tell you, sir, my wife, she's non-technical, and she's was just sitting beside me, and she was listening to your conversation, and she could very easily understand why Citibank is moving out of India. So I could tell you that somebody who is non-tech is also able to understand such an exemplary example that you have given, and all the questions of these students have been properly sorted out, properly explained with a lot of examples, practical examples, I would rather say. So I think today's session and the session by Mandeep sir and session by Vijay sir has uplifted our conference. We have no words to express our gratitude for such a wonderful, charismatic presentation, sir. We thank Tata Consultancy Services, and we thank Mandeep sir, and we thank Vijay sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, absolutely. That presentation was pretty tangible, quite easy, and definitely the junior candidates who are in the first year, they must have really pleased you to know most of the things. Absolutely, absolutely. There is no doubt that the presentation was really a huge success. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was virtual clapping for Honorable Mr. Mandeep Banerjee sir and Honorable Mr. Brijesh Chaturvedi sir for their presentation. Now, a very important notice has to be given to all the students that paper presentation will be starting after 15 minutes from now, that is from 12:15 p.m. and the presentation will be going up to 2:30 p.m. and the presentation link will be shared with you in your respective WhatsApp groups. I would like to tell all the CS and ID candidates that the paper presentation will be starting from 12:15 p.m. and the link will be provided to you in your WhatsApp groups. So do join the paper presentation, and the next plenary session will be taking place at 3 p.m. today. Keynote speaker, Honorable Mr. Kishore Kumar Tangvalu will be delivering his keynote presentation. So do join in the same link. Don't get confused. The same link will have to be used for the presentation for the plenary session 3 today, that will be conducted by Mr. Kishore Kumar Tangvalu. Okay, and the same link will be used. And for the paper presentation, the link will be provided to you in your respective WhatsApp groups. And thank you very much. You can